What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. I'm going to break down some catalysts that are coming out right now that are helping the market push. Not to mention more data that's coming out at 9:45. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total. Not to mention 8.1% APY. This offer ends very soon, just 7 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So far we're holding up very well as we got another catalyst. We just had cash card from the Fed come out, and he's saying that he is supporting rate cuts, and he said that he sees a potential for another 50 basis point cuts at least before the year end. So he's in favor of what the Fed has been doing, and he thinks there's going to be at least another 50 basis points worth of cuts coming. So that's, once again, bullish news in the eyes of the markets for now. That's the way the market kind of sees it with the soft landing narrative and what Jerome Powell is pumping. That doesn't necessarily mean the economy is in a good place, as the Fed is once again scrambling, in my personal opinion. But for the time being, the market is liking this and the market is continuing to push. And that is what we're going to go based off of for now. That doesn't necessarily mean we're out of a recession or anything like that. I still believe a recession is coming, guys. And there's going to be, once again, a lot coming to the markets later on. But for now, the market is liking this data and it's still continuing to push. So we just have to once again focus on that. Now, when it comes to other things, I just want to mention that today, 15 minutes after the market opens, today being Monday, September 23rd, 2024, at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the S&P Global Composite Manufacturing and Services PMI reports. So look for some volatility once this data comes out. Could cause the market to pump even more or even dump. So just get ready and be very prepared just to be safe. The Fear and Greed Index remains at greed. Also seen momentum remaining more greedy right over here, not to mention the fact that the puts and call option ratio is neutral. There's not really much else shifting right now in terms of our indicators. However, I do want to call out the fact that there's a lot of catalysts right now, at least for the overall geopolitical situation around the world in the Middle East. It's very sad to hear about that. And just know that for now, right now, the market is just continuing to hold up despite tensions, and it still looks very bullish despite that. So far, so good. With that being said, what do I see for the market? It's very simple, guys. So we held support nicely as we saw Cash Kari come out and give us a bullish catalyst, and we're holding support very, very well so far. So as far as SPY goes, if we end up losing 568, look for a dip back down towards at least the 566 area towards our 20 EMA or below. As long as we hold above this 569 support, very close to where this yellow support happens to be, we're going to likely continue to fill this gap up to the 570 area. Maybe try to break through that to 572 all over again, if not higher. So this is favoring a push into the 570s. We look more bullish for now. That is what SPY is looking like, in my opinion, and we'll see if that continues, depending on if we could hold these levels. So far, so good from SPY, and there is most definitely potential, in my personal opinion. For other factors out there, we have ES. So ES basically is holding its 20 EMA really, really nicely. If we were to lose 5750, we're looking for a big dip back down towards the lower 5700s. If we manage to break out more, we're looking for 5780 as resistance. And if that breaks, we're looking for 5800. So we look more bullish. We're actually holding up very well, doing a good job at breaking out. So I think there's a good chance that 5780, we do try to break down. We start pushing for these imbalances above. But in my opinion, we'll see if we could hold through the data. So don't forget that this data might cause some complications. We'll see if this causes the market to dip or not. But as of right now, we look more bullish, and we're favoring that we want to be going back up to 5,800 plus on ES. For others out there like Nvda, we look a little bit lackluster. We're just trading sideways with some negative catalysts. So we're looking at 515.5 as our main support. We could be dipping to the 515s again. If that fails us, we're looking for this gap fill down to 514. If we break out past if we hold above 516, we're looking for 518 as resistance. As of right now, we kind of rejected here. We could actually dip a little bit lower towards the 515.5 area on Nvda, but I just want to say that we'll see if support holds. It looks a little bit lackluster, and it looks like it might dip a little bit more. Looking at this trend as we had this wick here and then we made a lower high. So it could dip a little bit more to fill this gap. If not, get to at least 515 before it tries to rebound. But so far, I just want to say Nvidia is kind of lackluster. Bitcoin looks a little bit bearish. We could be dipping towards 63,000 towards our 20 EMA. It does like to bounce a little bit below this, so it might come a little bit below 63,000. We'll see if we bounce off that or not. If we don't, we're coming back down to this low towards 62,500. Bitcoin looks a little lackluster, so we'll see if support holds or not. For Tesla, we're looking more bullish. We held support very nicely. We got some bullish news with Kashkari with what he just said and also other factors. So we're looking for 244 to be retested. If that breaks, we're looking for the gap fill for 246. If we end up losing 240, look for 238 and 235 as supports. But as of right now, we favor upside for that 244 target, if not higher. So far, so good by Tsla. For others out there like NQ, we're range bound as long as we hold above 19,954 and also 19,800. We favor upside as long as we hold this range of support right here. If we lose 19,800, we're looking for a dip. As of right now, we got this nice breakout. We came down, we're testing and holding support. So this is favoring the 20,000 area and then eventually 20,400. So it looks more bullish to me. It looks like it wants to break past 20,200 and it's doing a good job. For the QQQ, we look more bullish as we're trying to hold above our 20 EMA. I think there's a good chance that this holds, and we'll see how things end up developing here. In my personal opinion, I think that as long as we hold above our support, especially around this 483 area, we're going to continue this attempt to pump towards 485. And if we lose 478, we dip back down to fill this gap. This is favoring like it wants to push up to 485. For Aapl, we're kind of dipping a little bit. We're going to be looking for basically this support area around 227. If that fails us, we're looking for us to get very close to 225. Then we could bounce off of that. So Aapl looks a little bit lackluster to me. It's a little bit weak compared to the market, so it could dip a little bit, but we'll see if we try to bounce off support or not. For others out there, we have the IWM Russell 2000. This is just consolidating. It looks a little bit more like it wants to push, but we'll see if we could hold above 222. If that holds, we're looking for 224. If we lose this, we're looking for 220. It looks like it's going to try to hold and try to rebound for 224 plus. So it's doing a good job. For Amzn, we are doing a decent job as well. We're looking for basically 192 as resistance, followed by the 193 gap fill. If we lose 190, we're looking for a dip back down towards 188. So this looks more bullish to me. We're favoring a nice push all the way up towards that 193 plus area to fill the gap. So it's doing a good job. Also doing a good job on coin at holding up. We could dip a little bit towards 169 to 167, that range down here before it tries to rebound. But so far, it's doing a good job. For Meta's trying to push a little bit higher. We're basically looking at this 570 area as our key resistance. I think Meta could continue to push closer to 570. And we'll see if we reject off that or not. It's going to be a tough resistance again. But so far, it's very strong. It's favoring upside like it wants to break out. So look and see for an attempt to go higher into the 572 area. For Microsoft, we are looking kind of lackluster. We got to reclaim at 434. If we don't reclaim that, we could be dipping all the way down towards 430. So we'll see if we can try to hold above that or not. For Google, we're looking at 165 as our key area. If we hold above that, we're looking for basically an attempt to get up to about 167, up to this imbalance. If we don't hold above 165, we could be dipping back down to 162, but this is favoring that it wants to go a little bit higher. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. Please have an absolutely spectacular rest of the day. The market is holding up very, very well so far, but whether or not this continues is going to depend on some data. So be prepared, guys, for some volatility at 9:45 a.m. once our data is out, and we'll see how the market ends up reacting to this. All right. So I thank you all so much for listening. Do what you have to do, guys, and I'll see you guys soon on the next one in just a couple of hours. Until then, take care and peace out.